Hello everyone, this is Martin, your congenial host on this wonderful and lovely Sunday afternoon. I mean, the weather outside is just amazing. It's really warm, lots of sunshine. We should all be outside working really hard, mowing our lawns, doing some landscaping, gardening, fertilizing the grass. Maybe not. Anyways, just kidding, but hopefully you had a great weekend, you enjoyed it, and I look forward to presenting you this video. One thing I want to do is go back to some of our notes from last week's video, see what happened with regards to my presentation last week, and then we'll go on to this week and see what we've got cooking for the week of May the 2nd. Let's see, are we into... I'm sorry, May the 4th to the 8th. Okay, so we're going to take a quick look at last week, and here you can see the Euro USD. Last week I mentioned that if we broke the top red line of this rectangle here, this box, we'd go up pretty high, and last week you would have made 260 pips. It went all the way from here all the way up there, and then it's retraced back just a bit. So that was worth, well, according to what I thought would happen, about 260 pips, but it actually went up another 130 for a total of about 390 pips. That's pretty good. Now, for this week, I see a bit of a retracement. Here is a trend line. You can take, let's just extend the trend line. I mean, price may retrace back down to the trend line, may retrace even further down to this gray rectangle, which is support. But basically, I see a continuation of the trend. So we have an uptrend continuation. It may retrace back 20-30 pips on a Sunday evening. But I believe it's going to go a little bit further, and it may go all the way up to the 11500, 11520, 11530, up to this gray rectangle, which is the next major resistance area. So retracement first. How far down, I'm not too sure. I mean, it may come back all the way down to here and down to the gray rectangle. But retracement for sure, I believe, and then further up. Okay, so that's what I see here. The MACD is above the zero, so again, the major uptrend is up. Next pair is the British Pound USD Daily. Here you can see last week, price broke through the top line of this red rectangle, went all the way up, and you would have made 300 pips if you would have taken that trade. On some of these pairs, I did take some trades. Some of them I didn't take. Obviously, I'm not going to be taking every single trade, but there are some trades I did take. And this went up for a further 100 pips. So in total, it went up for about 400 pips above this red line. Now, this is interesting because not only did it go up the furthest amongst all the major currency pairs, but it has also come down the furthest. This is what I call a really deep retracement, and actually has come below this 100 SMA. Normally you would not have this on your chart, but I did put it on the chart for you to see. I mean, it's come down and closed actually with a huge momentum candle below the hundreds. I actually believe price is going to continue down a little bit further into a really deep retracement, come up and meet the 21. This is the 21 EMA, so possibly down further. May come down all the way to the 150.30 area, right here, and then go up. But be careful on this one, because even though there's an uptrend and the MACD here is above zero, again, this is kind of a deep retracement. And is this a false signal? In other words, this could be a false breakdown to the downside. In the next couple of days, it may bounce right back up, and if it does, then we're going to see a play all the way up to the 154.70 area, and if it breaks this area, it would even go higher and meet up with the 200 up here. So again, just be careful what's going to happen in the next day or so. I'm not too sure. It all depends. If it breaks back above the 100, which is the 100 SMA, then we're going to be heading higher, and the uptrend will continue. Okay, so this is what I see for the British Pound USD daily. Next, we swing to the Australian USD daily. This is an interesting one. For this pair, we've got a lot of major economic news coming out this week. On Sunday evening, we've got a rate decision again from the bank. We've got news on Tuesday, Wednesday. So major economic news which could make this pair, the Australian USD, swing wildly up and down. So possibly could go sideways and bounce between the 21 or even the 21 or the 50. Here's the 50 SMA, and the gray rectangle, which is the resistance. So price could come down, up, and swing side and go basically trade sideways until it decides what it's going to do, whether the Australian dollar is strong enough to continue going higher or come back down lower again. But right now, MACD is above the 0. I am looking for buy trades only. I'm possibly looking at a further retracement down to this area right here, or at least this area. So I'm looking for further retracement, maybe all the way down to the to meet up with the 50 SMA, and then a bounce back up again. But that's what I'd be looking for when it comes to trading this pair. Okay, so next one is the New Zealand USD. Here we can see price basically is coming down, has come down, has gone up, has come down, has gone up, has come down, and the 50 SMA is not really shown to be significant in any manner. I mean, price is below the 50, price is above the 50, price went below, then above, so basically a false breakout here. It's now come and met with the 50. Right now, I believe we're in between a channel, and I've drawn the channel with the bottom. You can see the bottom trend line here in pink, the top trend line here, and so it's a pair that's kind of trading sideways, but again, I would be looking at buy trades only. MACD is above the 0. You can see right there, MACD is above the 0. And I kind of think that price may come down a wee bit and bounce off the lower trend line of the channel, and then come right back up to at least the gray rectangle, which is resistance. So now, if the next day or so price breaks below this trend line, price is then going to come all the way down again and retest the previous support right here, right here, right here. So again, this gray rectangle would become very significant, and that is the major support area. Again, price would have to close below the 0.7400. Price would have to close below that for a price to continue going down lower. Right now, we're not too sure. Price could just be trending, trading in a channel here. It's a slight up channel, but again, that channel could be broken if price here in the next day or so closes below and then continues going down lower. So again, just be careful with this one. This one's not too sure where it's going to be going next. And this one also did not follow the rules of last week, where I mentioned if price would break below, it would make a significant low down to the next support, but it really didn't. It stayed within the price, just traded sideways within this red rectangle, so not much happened with the New Zealand US dollar. Now let's look at the US Swiss franc. This one did break the red last week. It did break the red. You can see the red the rectangle broke down lower. I believe it's going to go down lower and all the way down to about the 9200 area to retest the previous lows back over here. If you look on your far left, these are the previous lows. I've drawn that with the blue rectangle, and that's the significance of the blue rectangle. Show you what I'm looking at when I'm looking at to my left of the chart. and extending that forward to the right side of the chart. So I believe price may, on Friday, price made a doji. That is a doji. And from this, price may, I'll just show you, price may go up a little bit higher and then come back down again. That's what I would be looking for. I'd be looking for a retracement first, and then take a sell trade. Take a sell trade. Okay, well, I'm trying to get rid of that. There we go. Okay, so I do believe, though, eventually price is going to go down to the 9,200 area. If it breaks this significant low here, then price may come back, may come down even lower to the 90.90 or 9,000 area. Down to this area here. So again, there could be some significant moves to the downside, but I believe it's going to come down just a wee bit more after a retracement up. Again, the next day or so will tell. Okay, this is one pair that does not move tremendously every day. If you look back at all the candles, all the daily movements are not that great or not that big, but when it does move, it does move. So that's what I'm looking at, the U.S. Swiss franc, and that, according to what we talked about last week, that did move down 130 pips. So those are the pips that you could have made from last week's video. The USCAD, which is the next pair right here, USCAD also moved down below the rectangle I drew in. This is the gray rectangle. It moved down for about 130 pips. So it did move down significantly. It made a low of the 11950 area. You can see that right here. Okay, and now it's moved higher. We are in a deep retracement. It could come back all the way to meet up close to the. This is the 100. I drew that in again, but let's just say that this 21 EMA, which is the purple line, that'll come down a bit further. So price, I believe, will retrace back a little bit more. And then I believe we'll continue going back down. So up a little bit, a bit of a retracement to meet up with the 21 and possibly the 100 SMA, and then down all the way down to the 1800 level, 1800, which I've drawn in here. So we are in a downtrend, and the MACD is below zero. Okay, the MACD is below zero. So last pair is the US Japanese. That just went sideways. It's just a complete mess. We did break the uptrend line. You can see that in pink. It broke it right here. It went down to the gray rectangle, which is the support, and went all the way up, and now has even closed above the 50 SMA. So I kind of expect price to go higher all the way up to the 120.78. I'm at 120.78, maybe 121, but basically I think price is going to go back up and then bounce back down again. So maybe there's a possibility of making some pips from this point on. All the way up to the 120.78, 121 area. So it's room for some pips right there. But again, it's got to break this upper line. Last week, remember, I drew in that red rectangle, and the top line of that rectangle is 120 area, 120.20. So it's got to break the top. The price has got to close above that. And here we have a downtrend line. Okay, you can see this trend line. So price has got to close above this top of this red rectangle and the trend line for it to continue going higher. Okay, so that's what I see here. The trend really is kind of iffy right now. The MACD is below zero, which is interesting. So, but it is rising. So the MACD is rising toward the zero level. Okay, so I do think price probably will go higher, but it's got to close above the top of this red rectangle. So according to last week, you would have made over 1,000 pips, which is fantastic. We look forward to another terrific week, and I want all of you to have some really good trading. Open up your accounts with ThinkForex, and we'll talk to you again very soon. If you have any questions, feel free to email me And, no questions are I will be able to answer all questions. So take care. Happy trading. Bye-bye.